Well, boys, today is a special day, which is why I'm deciding to actually come out and make a video. I know it's been a while. Here's a scalp trade uh, that I took today that obviously worked out and worked out really well. Finally took all the profits out of it, so I'm looking for another scalp trade. I do have a swing account, still holding, but I'm definitely short right now, and this is the main reason why I'm making this video, is because I know in our communities we've been watching this for a while now, uh, but you can see how over time price has been coming up. We've been ripping, absolutely ripping to the upside. Money flow has been coming up, but as we get to this area, above 40K here, we've been losing. The money's gone. The money is leaving. It's leaving the market. And who knows if this is truly a bull run, what we're going to see is that this money flow wave is going to come out, smaller, smaller than this wave typically. It might come to half its size or something, and we'll just go right back into the green and start the next leg up in the macro term, right? But for now, on the daily time frame, money has been coming out for the past 50 days, and we're starting to see lower lows. Like, we can draw a trend line here from the top starting all the way down. Look at these apexes on the momentum, how it's just getting lower and lower and lower. And at the apexes on the top, right, are also getting lower, lower, and lower. So I wouldn't be surprised if this continues exactly along this trend. We're going to see this momentum wave, come even lower into like the negatives, kind of like down here. And that would be a significant dump. I mean, this one right here that came into the negative during this bull trend was, over 10%. So we can come down to the bottom of this trend line, maybe back to 36. This is a weekly Fibonacci line I have marked out on Bitcoin, 36K. And that would be, a pretty hefty, almost 15% move from where we are. And I can definitely see that potential occurring here because we got the momentum coming down, lower lows, lower highs. We got the money flow coming out. This represents money. When money leaves an asset, it's like water to a garden, right? The water leaves the garden, it becomes desolate and things die. We got RSI, Relative Strength Index. It was strong back here. People like to say, oh, this is overbought. But no, it was strong. It was up near the top. When it's up at the top, it's strong. It's not there anymore. It's coming down. You can draw a linear plane here, and you can see that over time it's trending lower. So it's losing relative strength as it comes lower on the oscillators from 0 to 100. The bearish DBSI printed, so we printed and confirmed this momentum bearish trigger wave, apex, money flow about to go into the red, and the DBSI increasing on the daily. This is the daily time frame. So we have a 17 now. We got the diamond, and the next candle over that just happened today, a few hours ago, increased bearish DBSI. So DBSI, to my knowledge, is a representation of different momentum calculations and EMAs basically, and it's representing that it's even more bearish than the previous candle. Even if it's just by 1 point, that's showing an increase in bearish strength over time. So we have a lot of things pointing down here, and this kind of a trumpet pattern that I drew here, our target can be very low. I'm expecting a lower low than this at least. Now I do have take profits here at 40K 0.5 roughly, because there's a lot of wicks back here. that use this area as support and resistance. So if we come right back to that area, 40.5K, I'm definitely taking profits on my shorts because we are still technically in a bull trend, right? We got the halvening coming up here in 2 months. And so we got to be a little bit careful with how we take our shorts here, just because of how much hype is behind the halvening, right? It only happens once every 4 years. There's going to be, and now that we have ETFs on board too, who knows what type of bullish action, 10 action can happen here. So I got to be careful with the shorts, but for now, scalping short. And I got my second screen up here that y'all can't see. I wonder if I can drag it over real quick, but I got 3 different screens kind of just on a giant TV next to me, and it's helping me analyze this a little bit better, checking all the time frames out. But I can see right now we're above VWAP for on the scalp time frames. But let's do some VWAP analysis here as well. Now that we're at it, we've been stuck in this range here. I know there's a lot going on right now in this chart, but in this general area has been like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, 3.5 days. We've been just stuck at this level, and we're finally starting to trade. This white line is the volume weighted average price of the daily candles. We're starting to trade below it, right? You're seeing that the majority of the candles are below VWAP. Every time we come above VWAP, we get cracked down, right? We get cracked down. So we're above it right now. We're making lower lows. We're printing some pretty high time frame, daily bearish indications here. This small move to the upside, kind of like this one, should be looked at to fuel some short entries, in my opinion. And the best shorts are going to be above VWAP. And I'm even looking at, on my other screen, I'm looking at the 15-second. This doesn't scream healthy to me. Like, even on this super small nanoscopic time frame, we got money flow coming out. Momentum getting lower and lower. Like, this is generally not healthy to see. And even though, yeah, we might have some bullish indications because we just came down from a dump, like we got these bull divs you can see pointed out right here, it can keep diverging, or we can consolidate and then crack down when we're ready. Kind of like here, right? You got these bull divs, and sure, we came up above the VWAP, but that just led to the best entry in the past day or two to crack down even further. And that's kind of the environment that I'm witnessing. And we need to be trading. Well, I'm going to be trading with that bias for now. Obviously, we need to keep our eyes open for every time we do come above VWAP to see if we're going to have a day that trades over VWAP and maybe switch the sentiment up. But the more or less macro indications suggest that is a very small probability, and I'm not too confident in it. So looking at this weekly, which is one of the more higher macros, it does still look bullish, still thick in the green, momentum under the 60. I think if we get a high enough time frame, even just a hell step pattern, and a hell step pattern, if y'all don't remember what that is something that makes that H and just makes like a double bottom. Usually it's a bearish pattern and it cracks down more after some consolidation, but it can be also a catalyst to come higher. Especially, I've noticed a lot of times it makes that smaller hump, maybe a triple bottom or a higher low right here, and then pops up. So definitely something to look at, but that target is still a decent ways away. We're still looking at a 5, 7, 10% drop here, and even though the VWAP's curving up, it's kind of got that outward curve to it, that circular pattern. And you remember VWAP is the most volatile oscillator on this list. So as long as this momentum keeps trending down, and it can drop steep, you know, the you can't really gauge how steep the drop is going to be without, you know, zooming in and all that fun stuff. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. That's all.